live. Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to the farm of Freewarden and the first ever live video. We don't know what we're doing. We scheduled a video for 9 p.m. and we're just getting out to feed the last pigs here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, I guess. Live here on YouTube. It has been a beautiful 4th of July. Well, a little humid. Get them distracted. Then we dump the feed. By the way, in case you're wondering what all this is not a new look for the channel. This is something I've had for a while, and we were just testing it out, making sure that all the chafe points are worked out, because, you know, someday soon we might need to be suiting up and putting gear on. We got the first aid kit. We've got, of course, our Freedom Seed cartridges, and just in case we need it. Let's see, other way. There we go. Always have your mags. I'm sorry, your Freedom Seed cartridges going in the same direction. Then, of course, if we need it, we have our Freedom Seed dispenser. Yep. Always make sure that your Freedom Seed dispenser is on safe, pointed in a safe direction, and that if you are going to shoot, only when you know you've identified your target and you know that in front of you, behind your target, to either side, it is safe to fire. Only then will you place your finger on the trigger. Otherwise, keep a stiff first joint. That's the way. All right, so this, you might be wondering, what the heck is this? This is a commie seed stopper. Commie seed shield defense, so that we don't get overtaken by the commie seeds. We don't want no commie seeds growing up in our pasture out here, so I got to be very careful of all that. And we've got a car coming by, so they're probably going to be looking at this like, what the heck is going on? They're not even paying attention. And good evening, Bex.
Nope, Apex.
Apex Canine Service. Apex Canine. Okay, I'm sorry. I butchered that royally. And good evening and happy 4th of July to you. So, little 4th of July message for you. Happy Independence Day. I love this day. This is one of my favorite days. I felt kind of down and under the weather for the first part of it, but I'm alive and kicking now. And we're finishing up chores for the evening. So we're just enjoying, we're basking in the freedoms that we have. And this is something that we pass on to our children. My parents and my grandparents before them passed it on to us. So it's something that we get very excited about. Not quite as excited as Resurrection Day and, of course, the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on December 25th. But we live in a phenomenal country. We live in a great experiment that has been going on for over 2 centuries now, and I feel very blessed. I feel very privileged to be able to be one of the. I'm one of those people who have received the benefits of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, all of our rights, our Bill of Rights. They are wonderful, wonderful protections placed there, not giving us our rights, but protecting those rights that we've been given by God. There's a lot of people trying to tear this down. There's a lot of people saying that our country is not exceptional, that what we have here, okay, you have the right to your opinion, but your opinion can also be flippin' stupid. I'm just going to put it out like that, because here's the thing. I've been around the world. I've been to a dozen other countries. I've been in combat zones. I've been there to help, quote unquote, liberate people. If that's what we're actually doing, I'm not sure. But the point is, I've been in those countries where people haven't had freedom, they haven't had liberty, they haven't had the way of life that we have so many opportunities, we have so many choices, we all enjoy this, and we take it so for granted. It bugs the heck out of me. I'm trying to speak. Yep, pups, it's okay. I'm trying to speak in an upstanding way and use nice words, but it really bugs the crap out of me that people take this for granted and they don't appreciate it. You're getting the real take here, the real life stuff going on behind us. Anyway, why don't we appreciate this? I don't know. People have forgotten. People have not been taught. They've not experienced anything outside of their little bubble. They see only what's going on in their little fishbowl, and they don't realize that there's a Shark Tank over there where, yeah, if you want to go swim over there, they'll eat you alive. What we have here in this country is amazing. God has certainly blessed us. I'm not saying necessarily that we are a nation set apart by God to be this super great thing, but I will say this, that when I was actually packing this and this for real every day, because right around the corner there could be a bad guy that wanted to take your freedom, that wanted to take my freedom, that wanted to take my life because I was protecting your freedom, I can tell you this: the people that were in that country that were surrounding me immediately, they loved us. They loved us, first of all, because we treated them like people. There were some, uh, we'll just say there were some deployments, there were some instances where people were not treated well. And I empathize with that. However, when we were over there, we treated them like people. We treated them with respect. We weren't, we didn't, lay the hammer down. We didn't treat them like they were scum or dogs or anything like that. Not that you should treat dogs that way. You should treat dogs well. We have dogs. We love our dogs. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. Why don't we appreciate our freedoms more? I don't know why it is, but when you go overseas and you see other countries and how people actually live over there, you realize what a unique thing we have in this country, where you can choose where you live. You can choose what sort of education you're going to get. Sure, you get your, K through 12 or whatever, but then in college, you can choose not to go to college. You can choose not to finish high school if you want to. I'm not recommending any of that, but I'm just saying, like, you have a choice of where you live, what job you're going to become educated for, what job you choose, what job you actually want to pursue, uh, who you're going to associate with. You can choose how you're going to speak, and that's not to say that speech does not have consequences, but you can say it if you want to. So we have so many choices. We have so much opportunity in this country. What I have is not something unique to me that was given to me because of the color of my skin or because of my social status or my class or anything like that. You go to these other countries and it's going to matter quite a bit who you know, who you are, what color your skin is, what your ethnicity is, what your background is, what your religion is. And that is all going to play into what opportunities are available to you. And those opportunities get smaller the more things we'll say are wrong with you because of what family you were born into, what religion you were raised as. And then here you can just choose whatever religion you want to be, and there's no consequences. So we live in a truly wonderful land where dreams can come true. The opportunities that you have available to you are almost limitless. I mean, that's not to say that just anybody could go out and become the president, obviously. But if you really want to pursue it, you can. And nobody's going to stand there and tell you, no, I don't think so. Because if you do, you don't get to eat. If you do, we're going to take away your home, we're going to take away your shelter, we're going to take away your utilities. You won't have heat in the winter, you won't have AC in the summer. You won't be able to grow a garden, you won't be able to raise animals. I mean, nobody asked. I didn't have to ask anybody if we could raise pigs. I didn't have to ask anybody if we could raise sheep. I don't have to ask anybody if we could raise the couple of steer that we're getting pretty soon. And I don't have to ask anybody if we can raise the chickens, the ducks, the quail, the rabbits. I don't have to ask anybody if I can till up this land and plant on it, because the opportunity came along. I was able to buy this land and I can do whatever I want with it. And the government can't tell me diddly squat. So we live in an absolutely phenomenal and exceptional place. That's not to say that it's perfect. And I know there's a lot of things wrong with our country as well. However, comparatively, do you ever wonder why all of these people want to move into our country? Why they want to immigrate? It's not because we're kind of like the country they came from. It's because we're a heck of a lot better. It's because they're going to have freedom. They're going to have they're going to have opportunities. They're going to have choices. Their children are going to have opportunities and choices. And so people are literally, I hate using that word that way, so we'll say they are actually selling themselves into slavery to get into our country, right? They're selling themselves to the mob or the cartel or whoever, so that they're going to probably work out the rest of their lives for the cartel back home so that they can get into this country. And they're never going to have the choices that you and I have, but their children are going to have opportunities that you and I may not even have today. The opportunities only continue to expand. So ask yourself, why do so many people want to come to America? Why do so many people want to come to the United States of America if we're such an awful country? If there is so much inequality? No, really, what it comes down to is people want an excuse for their lack of motivation, for their lack of determination, for their lack of work ethic. Nobody gave me anything I have. Opportunities were presented to me, some opportunities that are less than the opportunities that are presented to other people. But I seized those, I took hold of those, and here we are today. We have what we have because we did what we did with the opportunities that became available. And they're going to be different opportunities than what become available to you. But what you do with those is what matters. Now, if you want to make excuses and you want to say, well, that's because, it's the shade of your skin or whatever. All right, whatever. You know, you are completely 100% missing every single opportunity that's presented to you. And I really can't feel sympathy towards you if that's your outlook on life. But if you embrace what we have here and what's available to us, if you look outside the box, outside the narrative that has been spun to control you, to trap you, to enslave you, and you turn your world around with your own two fists, with your own two hands, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, you can do it. 2-3 years ago, I could not imagine doing what we're doing here. I had sort of a dream, but I didn't realize we were going to actually be able to do what we're doing here, right here and now. It's a marvelous world that we live in. And it's an even better country. And so I am so thankful for the men and the women who have sacrificed their lives, and not just on the battlefield, but in industry and in tech and in innovation. All of these different areas where they've devoted their lives to one particular narrow field of focus to make all of our lives a little bit better. And then a whole bunch of people do this, and it makes all of our lives a little bit better, a little bit more at a time, until we are living in the country, in the world that we live in today. And it's phenomenal. It's amazing. And what are we doing with it? I feel like we're squandering this blessing that God is pouring out on us, this blessing that we have received. And we're complaining about it, and we are mocking it, and we are ridiculing it, and we're turning around and pointing out all of the bad things that are going on all of the negative things rather than looking at the immense propensity of the positive that's standing right in front of us. But we're going, no, 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 I can't see that. I got to look back there, you know, a couple hundred years ago when there were slaves. Well, there was also this massive war that was fought to free slaves. So there's that. We were not formed as a perfect union. The founding fathers never intended that. Their intent was to form a more perfect union. And no, it wasn't perfect. And no, we had major issues. Absolutely. But we've only been getting better and better and better. We don't have slavery today. Not the way that it was anyway. Not in this country. And we have equal rights. And we have so many opportunities for so many different people. I mean, when it comes right down to it, the people that are complaining about not having the same rights, I think that at the end of the day, they're just making excuses for being lazy and they're not taking hold of those opportunities that are sitting right in front of them because they'd rather complain about somebody else. And there's bad people, I get that. But for the most part, right, what we have going on in this country is amazing. We are exceptional. And if you don't think so, I'm sorry. Travel more. Yeah, you need to travel more. Go to some other countries where they really have it bad. And then you think you got time to complain about America? No. We're not perfect by a long shot, but we're getting better. And the point is, we continue to reform. We continue to become that more and more perfect union. And in the end, I think we have something that is a more perfect union already. I think that we need to fight and get to work to keep it and to improve it. Because with as good as we have it, getting better, it's what this country was built on. Building this country from the ground up. What do we got here? We've got Gina Bina and Tootsie. Hard work makes us stronger. Mind, body, and soul. Absolutely, 100% agree with you. So we just got done with all of our hard work today. And that's just a few things that I've had on my mind recently. I've been thinking about these things. I have been really just kind of letting these things marinate, and they had to come out. So I know that we don't usually do videos like this. We normally do videos about our animals. We normally do videos about our dogs, um, about planting in our gardens. But the backdrop to that, the freedom, the choices, the opportunities, those are all the foundation of what we're doing here. We wouldn't be able to do everything that we're doing here without living in this country and having the freedoms. Now, I'm not saying that other countries don't have freedoms like what we have. However, I also wouldn't be able to be sharing a message like this without the Gestapo coming by and picking me up to haul me off to the gulag after this video turns off, or maybe while it's still live, you'd see that. That'd be pretty cool, right? So anyway, we're gonna pack it up. I got the chafe points fixed on this thing, so I know where it chafes right here, right about there. So I'm gonna need to fix that. Need to adjust it there, but I think we're about ready to go. Freedom seed dispensing is ready. So thank you all so much. As I always say, stay safe. Go hug somebody. God bless you. And everything's going to be okay. It really is. In the end, everything is going to be okay. Peace.